Hey guys, today we're going to be going over an example of how to create a boat or an object to place on your kinetic sculpture here. So we're going to go to create new part as always, and we're just going to be making a rubber ducky as the example for today. So first, to make the body here, we're going to be sketching on the top plane. So let's get a line coming down through the central axis here. And then we're just going to make a 3-point arc coming from here to here. And then we're just going to have a line coming down. Actually, you know what? We'll do something called a spline here. We'll try out something new called a spline. So we'll go spline, we'll do style spline. We're just going to go here, 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 then have it come all the way back down here. Just going to have that as our first shape there. We're going to dimension this to be 1.5 inches. Hopefully that doesn't mess anything up. There we go. All right, and then we're going to go to our revolve tool. So we're going to go to features. We're going to go to revolved boss base here. Axis of revolution is going to be this line right here. And then as you can see, it's just going to create a nice little closed shape for us right there. And you know what? We're going to edit this spline a little bit real quick. So let's go back to sketch. We're just going to drag these a little bit. Just going to make it wider in the front and more sharp at the back. So same thing, go to features, revolved boss base, and then click on that axis and we're good to go. Right now we should have something that looks kind of like this here. What we're going to do next is we're going to go back to the top plane right here. We're going to select the top plane. We're going to go to reference geometry, click plane here. So that's going to define our plane as an offset from the top plane, and we're going to want it to be offset. Let's see. We can honestly drag it until it looks good. So if you touch this button here, usually you're able to drag it, but it looks like we're on the second reference. Let's move it down to 0.2. That's going to put us right there. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good there. Actually, we'll go 0.224. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Maybe 2.6. There we go. So now we have a plane that we can sketch on the top of our duck's body. We're going to select on that plane, click on the plane, and then click sketch. Now we're going to be able to draw on this top plane. So all we're going to do here is just make a semicircle once again. So let's go create a reference line here. Make sure that it's on the same axis as the origin. We're going to make this a construction line. Let's extend the plane out a little bit. And then from there, let's just make our duck's head here. So we're going to go to line. We're going to create a line. Just have it follow the reference geometry that we created. And we're just going to make a semicircle. We can go to 3-point arc once again. Click these two, then just drag it out until it's a nice semicircle there. If we're not sure if it's a semicircle, what we can do is click this dot here in the center, and then control click on this central line, and we're going to do midpoint or coincident. Either one works. Let's do midpoint. So now we've constrained the circle here. All right. Last thing, just to make sure that this doesn't move, we're going to smart dimension the center of this circle and the origin to be, let's go 0.7 here. There we go. Last but not least, we're going to go to revolved boss base once again. We are going to create a revolution here. I'm not loving the size of the head here. I think it could be a little bit bigger. So we're just going to edit the distance of this line real quick. Let's drag it back a little bit and just make that head a little bit bigger. Okay, let's try again. All right, I like that a little bit more. You know what? We're gonna edit it after. We're gonna edit it after. But we're gonna click OK for now. And then with the plane, we're gonna drag the plane up just a little bit so that we have the head a little bit higher on the body here. So we're gonna go to Edit Feature, and then we're gonna make it, let's say, 0.3. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. Yeah, the head's gonna be a little bit higher. I like that much more. All right. Next, we're gonna create the beak real quick. So click on that plane one more time. Click on the sketch button. And then we're just going to create a simple beak here. So let's use a reference line so that we can get something in the center of our head right here. We're going to make this for construction. We're just going to start making something on the other side of it. Just go here, here, and here, and then back down here. Then we'll close the shape. And then we're just going to make sure that these are each the same distance from that line. So we'll do 0.5, or sorry, 0.2. It's a little bit long, so we'll go 0.12. And same thing on the other side, 0.12. And then we'll just make sure that these lines are going to be the same distance away as well. So, oops. We're going to go to Smart Dimension, make this 0.1. And then we know that the total distance is 0.24. So 0.24 minus 0.1 divided by 2 is 0.7. So we should have our thing look like this here. From here to here should be 0.7. 0.07. Same with this one. Oops. Did I do my math correct here? We have 1 inch, 0.1 inch, 0.24 total, 0.7. Let's try 0.035. Actually, you know what? Let's just investigate. What's the distance here? 0.9. Distance should be. All right, bear with me here. Let me do some quick math in my head. We have 0.24 total. 0.24. We're going to subtract 0.1 from that. And we should have a distance, an equal distance on each side. So 0.7 from here to here, 0.7 from here to here. There we go. 0.07, sorry. And this should be driven already. Yeah, perfect. All right. Now we're just going to extrude a little bit. So we're going to go to Features, Extruded Boss Base, and we're going to extrude in both directions here. So let's see how this looks already. We're going to go extrusion of 0.04. Looks like we added some letters in there on accident, 0.4. Then we're going to go the other direction. So we're going to select direction 2 and then do the same thing. We'll make this one slightly longer. We'll go 0.06. Should look like that at the end. All right, Perfect. We should have something that looks like this now. And we'll just get a little fillet on the beak here. So go here, here, and then we'll also do this line right here. We're going to fillet that all. Looks like we're getting a little error here, so I'm going to unselect these. Let's try this first. There we go. Now I believe the fillet's going to have to be a little bit smaller for this feature, so we're going to select these once more. We'll make this, let's do 0.03. Let's try that. And there we go. Very nice. All right, lastly, we're going to make the tail, and we're going to make a little flat part on the bottom so that it can stand up. So from this reference geometry plane, we're going to go and create another plane. We're going to have this, we're going to flip the offset first of all. We're just going to drag it down to 0.6. Let's try that. It's a little bit too far down, so we're going to do 0.5. Let's meet in the middle there at 0.55. That looks good. All right. So we have our plane right there. We're going to sketch on this plane. We're just going to go to Control, I think Control 5 is going to flip this around. Control 6, there we go. Now we're just going to trace this bottom part here where it intersects the plane. So let's just do a simple rectangle here and just encompass. So we want a corner rectangle. We just want to enclose this entire oval at the bottom here. Make sure the entire oval is enclosed. And then we're just going to extrude down, extruded cut down. And make sure we get that oval out of there. So now just like that, we should have a flat bottom. All right, last but not least, we're going to make a tail here. It's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to go to our right plane here. And remember how we made the axis in the middle of our duck already? That being said, the duck should already be right in the middle of the right plane. So we can just start sketching directly onto that right plane. So we're going to go to sketch. And then we're just going to make a profile that kind of looks like a tail here. So it could be anything you'd like. I'm just going to try to create something that kind of looks like a tail here. All right, we'll just do that right there. Does that look decent? I think that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to drag it a little bit further inside. That should be good. We're going to go to features, same thing, extruded boss base, and we're going to extrude in both directions. Again, direction 2 is going to be 0.4, 0.4. That looks pretty good. We're going to hit OK. And then we'll just fillet it down real quick. Select this plane, select this plane. That should be good. Looks like the fillet might be too big once again, so we'll go 0.001. Let's try that. We just have a little fillet there. Very nice. All right. Last but not least, we're going to make this thing have some color. Let's make this thing have some color. So what we can do here, we can also add some eyes if you'd like. So if you want to add some eyes, I'll go over that real quick as well. It would be the same process. We would just create a reference plane on the right plane. And then here, I'll just show you real quick. Let's just show you guys. We go right plane. We're going to create a sketch. Let's do like a little circle here where we think the eyes would look good, like right there. And then we're going to go to features, extruded boss base. We're going to extrude out in both directions until it protrudes from the head. Let's go. Let's try maybe 0.5. It's a little bit too far. I believe we can drag this if we want. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna look a little bit odd at first, but we're gonna do a cut afterwards. Actually, we'll just do the cut right now. We'll do the cut right now. We'll go to extruded cut. We are gonna go to from offset. The offset is going to be, let's see. We want this blind as well. From offset, let's offset it 0.5. So we're gonna start there. We're gonna come in. Let's go 0.2. Let's see what that looks like. Flip the direction. And yeah, that's gonna go right into the head, just barely. We'll see how that looks. Oh, okay. Barely grazed it, so it's kind of an angry duck, but that's good enough for now. And then we're just gonna mirror that. So we'll go to mirror, features to mirror, and we already know that we're gonna mirror it about the middle. So we're gonna go to this block that kind of looks like Tetris. We're gonna go to the right plane as the face to mirror about. Oh, faces to mirror. Sorry. Mirror face plane is going to be the right plane. There we go. Now we have our eyes there. And we're going to color now. We're going to color at this point. So we're going to go to appearances. It's going to be this icon right here. Let's move our duck a little bit. And then we're just going to do color here. Let's go to color, click twice on it. Select items and drag and drop. Sorry, let's go to this drop down real quick. We're going to go to, let's do rubber since we have the rubber duck. And it doesn't look like we're going to get much in terms of the color, but in terms of texture, we can do black here. Oh, so it just disappeared. So we can drop that here. And now it should all be rubber. Let's double check though. Textured rubber. There we go. So now we have rubber here, and then we're just gonna edit the appearance for the color. Let's go part 6. And we want to change the color here. So let's go to color. See if we can get the rubber to change color. If not, that's okay. We'll just have to use a different material. All right, so we figured it out. Took a minute, but in order to change the color of something, you're just gonna click on it, left click, or you can do yeah, you're just gonna left click on it, go to edit appearance, and then we're just gonna select the part we want to edit, so the revolve. This should bring up this little color palette down here. We can just select any color we would like. So we'll have yellow there. And I honestly don't really like the rubber texture. So if you want to edit more than just this part, you can also just click on other parts. And there we go. So there we have it. Our fully colored in duck. Just select the check mark here. We're all good to go. Thanks for watching, guys.